giving you an opportunity to get the full story from the people who tell it best. This is Mediacom News Leaders.
And welcome to Mediacom News Leaders. I'm Carol Kelly. Joining us today from the Marion Public Library, the library director, we've got Hollie Trenary. Hollie, welcome.
Thank you.
So this is a newer role for you. Tell us a little bit. You've just arrived in September, and what have you been working on?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, we say September, but here we are almost to August. So we're coming up on a year already. It's gone by so fast. But I'm coming into the role. I've had three kind of main priorities in this first year. One is to wrap my head around a new library project. I came in knowing that the board and the city were working on a new building project. So I've worked really hard to wrap my head around that and understand what our next steps are going to be. Also, though, just making sure that we're taking care of the space that we're in now, so that knowing that even if we started a building project tomorrow, we're probably looking 24 months out before we would move in. So that would give us some time to really look at the space that we have now and make sure that we are serving the community in the best way that we can with the space that we have. And then I spent a good deal of time this year looking at just what the needs are in the Marion community. We did an updated needs assessment back in January to really understand the huge kind of boom in population that Marion has experienced over the last several years and what that means for the library, so that as we move forward, we know that we're building the library for the future.
Tell us a little bit about what your favorite piece of your role is currently.
Oh gosh. I think that it's a really simple response, but just people. I always tell folks that libraries are not about books, they're about people. Surely you shouldn't work in the library if you don't love to read books, right? Or you're not into that kind of thing. But we get to experience so many different folks every day from different walks of life, of various needs and different things that they're looking for. So it's super fun to you never know what you're going to get on a daily basis. You never know who's going to walk through the door. And that's really exciting for me. I love to learn about people's stories, where they come from. And I will just carry that over to our staff as well. We have a wonderful staff at Marion that loves to have fun, to serve our community, and it's just a delight to be able to show up to work every day.
Let's talk about that, serving the community.
Mm-hmm.
You know, can you talk to us a little bit about the role of libraries in general and how they serve their community and the importance of that?
Absolutely. So again, as I just kind of preempted that a little bit by saying, you know, everyone thinks that libraries are about books and learning and literacy, and certainly that is an aspect of what we do at libraries every day. But from way back in the earliest days of libraries are about information and connecting people to the things that they're looking for. And so sometimes that's books, sometimes that's training or learning, but sometimes that is a job application, tax forms, social service connections on how they can reach out to services that they need in the community. And one thing that I think that we take for granted a little bit is libraries are just a place. We talk about a third place, right? Especially for adults. You know, you go to work every day, you go home every day, but where else do you go? And the library serves a big role in the community as a third place. We have one of the biggest populations that are using the library these days are the millennial population, or the millennial generation, I should say, and they love to just be in public. They love the buzz and the hum of what's happening and just to be in a public place. And so, you know, by and large, we provide that place and that access to information for folks for whatever they're looking for.
Well, you did mention a new building, so we have to talk a little bit about that, kind of where you are in the process and kind of how the community can help.
Oh my gosh, so much help. So when I started, we were working on a mixed-use project. That was in the news quite a bit, and that project changed and has since, I say, kind of been put to rest, and we are starting a new project. And that project is kind of late-breaking news, actually. You're getting some hot-off-the-press information. The library board just approved Monday night, 2 nights ago, that we will be building on the CATS parking lot site, which is the parking lot to the east of the library. We're going to be building a standalone library. It's really important for me to listen to the feedback of the community as we've gone through several iterations of this project. So we've heard a lot of feedback about the library being a standalone place. And so we're doing that. Ways to help is we're going to be looking for a lot of feedback. We're going to be having opportunities for people to come in and give feedback and to talk about what they would like to see in the library. We'll be looking for volunteers for lots of different projects, so stay tuned as we share more information.
Tell us about why. Why does Marion need a new library?
Yeah, I'm just absolutely, the number one reason is population growth. Since the library was built, the population of Marion has doubled in size. So we built a library for a population of about 15,000 in growth, and we've actually just doubled that amount since the library building was built. So we have a high demand for the space. We have, one of my favorite things to say is even this year in the middle of the polar vortex in February, we had 1,000 people a day coming through our doors. So there's a huge demand for library services in Marion, and we need to be able to respond to the community growth and provide the services that the community deserves.
So like you said, this now is the time to speak our voices. What is the easiest way, you know, to tell you the feedback, to tell you what we're demanding, what we want for our next library?
I would take it in any way you want to give it. Most formally, we have once a month Our City, Your Library meeting on a Monday evening. They're typically falling the second, or actually, they're the third Monday night of the month, most regularly. You can find out about that on the website. But those are times in which I just come into the room and take any question that anybody has. I'd love to share the story about how we came to be where we are today. So, and pick up the phone and call. I'm happy to take those phone calls and answer questions in that way, and then email is always an opportunity. I always sign my newsletters and things that I'm putting out to the community. Also, stop by and ask for me. If I'm available, love to invite you into my office and have that conversation.
What are ways that, how can the community engage and really help to get to your mission?
So our mission right now, we have a brand new mission, is Ignite Possibilities. So we're really focused on what possibilities exist for all of our community members. And so I think continue to provide that feedback. We're certainly going to be kicking off a fundraising campaign here before too long to get all of this going. So helping, even making connections, giving what you can give, giving of your time to help with that process would be super huge. And again, just continued feedback about what the community wants to see. The library is for the people, by the people. So it's really important to me that we understand what the community is looking for and that we get it as right as possible.
As you said many times, it's more than just books. Can you tell us about, you know, some of the other services that are at the library currently, or how someone can learn a little bit more?
Sure. Absolutely learn a lot more on our website at marionpubliclibrary.org. However, we have tons of programming, lots of different things. Right now we're still in the thralls of our summer reading program, where students, where children and teens and adults people of all ages can come in and engage with the library. We have our circus performer at the library today, just fun and entertainment. But again, we have resources at the library that can help with job searching. We have online training for free, resources that are free for the public to engage in on the job training skills, government forms, all of those things that are available through the library, including Wi-Fi hotspots and giving folks access to internet connection that they may not have. So tons and tons. It's really hard to talk about it all, but again, all of those resources and services are available on our website that folks can check out.
Let's talk basics, where you're currently located at, hours, and how someone can find you. Absolutely.
So we are currently at 1095 5th Avenue in Marion. We are open Monday through Thursday, 9:30 to 9 p.m., Friday, 9:30 to 5 p.m., and then Saturdays, 9:30 to 5, and Sundays, 2 to 5.
Grab your book card and go and see what all the Marion Public Library has to offer.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much.
This has been Mediacom News Leaders, your opportunity to get the full story from the most reliable sources exclusively on Mediacom News Leaders.